Welcome to the Green Room. Cyril, we're so pleased to have you with us today. Your role as the National Development and Sustainability Manager at Holcim. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Davina. Very good to be here again.
I know. Well, I mean, I keep falling in love with the announcements. There's so many exciting announcements in the marketplace. Can you tell us a little bit about that and some of the direction that you're taking globally?
Absolutely. I think 2020 has been an amazing year if we think about it.
Amazing year.
Yeah, well, yes, for a lot of different reasons. But for LifeArch Holcim, we signed the Zero Net Pledge, so the Net Zero Pledge for us. So this is very, very exciting news. This is obviously a UN initiative. This is for business ambitions for 1.5 degrees Celsius, which is really essentially the commitment for us to drive net zero. And with that announcement came a number of different things from the financial world to the customers. But if we take about finance, for example, with our investors, we're also the first company at a global level to have released a sustainability-linked bond.
Oh.
And that's interesting because this is about making us accountable for our targets. These targets are validated by science-based targets initiatives. So it is a third-party verified target, and we really want to meet that. So that's kind of from the investor side. And then if we move to the customer side, we also launched a global brand. It's called ECOPact. But what we do with that brand is we make it clearer to customers around what are the products that are more sustainable with lower carbon. So we really tried at a global level to look at this entire approach and really embed sustainability in everything that we do and wherever we are.
Fantastic. So that's the global approach. Can you tell us how it relates to the Australian approach?
Yes, so at a global scale, we are primarily a cement manufacturer. In Australia, we don't directly manufacture cement, but what we do is we produce aggregates, concrete, and precast, so pipes. Here it's all about transparency, credibility. So I've talked before about our journey with environmental product declarations and how we've been really pushing to build a leader in that space. So we put together a range with EPDs last year. We then registered that range with Climate Active, so we now can sell carbon neutral products to the market.
I love that.
And now what we're doing is we're going much further. We now have, as of last week, we now have a process EPD. This is the first in Australia for an organization, which is essentially an EPD on demand. So what that does is every single concrete mix that you sell can be associated with an EPD.
Oh, wow.
Now, this is obviously very powerful when you want to be a solution provider. This means that you can sit at any point in time with your architect, your designer, your builder, anyone, and look at your concrete mix and the environmental impact associated with it. So that's really been a big driver, but what we're trying to do also is to have a common approach around all our product lines. So our aggregate business unit is going to have an EPD Q2 in this year. We now have a national EPD for our precast concrete. So we're really pushing that boundary. I mean, for us, we want to really assist our customers to make the right decision. And transparency via this third-party verified data, via the EPD, is absolutely key. And finally, we will launch also this global brand here, ECOPact, because we do recognize that we have to make it easier for customers to pick our products.
Big consumer gap in the market. So I love all the talk about transparency. How are we making sure that transparency goes into real impact? I'm really interested in your insights in this space.
Yeah, and we've got some great wins. We sold last year a carbon neutral product for the first time, so this was amazing. To rail projects, including the inland rail. So we're very proud about that. But we do have still a lot of work to do in the awareness piece. So we still have a lot of conversations with our customers around the belief that sustainability performance doesn't go with technical performance. But when we sit down with our customers and go through these data with EPDs, we can demonstrate that that's not the case. but there's still a lot of choices that are made in the market, not necessarily based on this dual approach of sustainability and technical performance. So I think we really have to work a lot more on this. We are only, one part of the value chain. I think we're doing amazing, and we really to try to bring everyone else along the journey.
Hence the circular economy, right?
Exactly right. The second thing, I suppose, is probably around the role of GBCA, the role of governments, the role of these frameworks that are set. And I'll be quite blunt, but I think we have to avoid people taking shortcuts. Recognition of sustainable materials, being able to compare products to products with the same data, certified, transparent data, I think is absolutely key to make progress. And we're really looking forward to see how legislation and rating schemes are going to evolve to support these initiatives and essentially have these products really transferring through the entire value chain. But for us, the biggest challenge is probably the world of EPDs and the language that goes with it. It is a complex world, and when we talk to customers, it's not always easy for them to understand. And even though when we talk with bigger customers, whether it's in infrastructure or high-rises or big buildings, generally speaking, we can talk about embodied carbon and we know what that means. But the residential market, which is a big part in Australia, doesn't necessarily have that awareness yet. And I think
we're coming up that curve.
Exactly right. So for us, transitioning from the world of EPD and what we offer in that space to a product that is easy to identify as a good, sustainable product and solution is key. And that's the ECOPact brand for us. What we're doing there is really trying to make it clearer. So I think we do have a lot ahead of us in terms of having these real impact, starting to measure them, report on them, but we certainly have started the journey and it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Well, the holy grail of sustainability, how we get things that are technically accurate but get consumer cut through. What a great note to end on. Thank you so much for joining me today, and looking forward to continuing to partner.
Thank you very much, Davina.